outside of their relationship, and then they're like, hey, you can also fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care what you do. So, like, the thing is, I'm like, you think so?
Because I think I have your
villager stuff, yeah.
Exactly.
I agree with you where it's like, it would be hard for me to, like, if it was the love of my life, it would be really hard for me to be like, oh, you and Mark hung out? It was pretty. How was his penis? It's like his cock cool,
or just hearing her out of breath.
Yeah. You know what would be even worse? Her hair is so fucked up. She's whistling all day. She's in the best mood I've ever seen. Comes home, fucking Leave It to Beaver. He's dicked down my wife so good, she's fucking making a casserole for the first time. Yeah, that, and honestly, all the other parts, just watching her, like, get red, it would be so weird to me. Like, I am a little bit, but, like, again, like I said, if this is somebody who I like, right, and we're just friends, and we really do vibe, and it's like, come over, we'll get a fucking nice dinner, we fuck, and then we just, like, hang, and then it's also, like, so this is happening where it's like, I'll just, like, talk to her about my problems with women. And it's like the ultimate friendship. Where it's like, shit. No, not like this, not shit. She's happy for me. Yeah. Like, that's like the best friend possible. You know what I mean? Because it's just, she's taking something that just a man cannot offer. And if she's cool, and she's hot, and she's attracted to me, it's like, it's kind of like that, you know, I think we've all at times, it was like a little bit of a hack idea where it's like, oh, bro, if we could just all fuck each other, right? Like, I think everybody has that joke, the first, you know, in comedy where you're like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if guys could fuck? Yeah, If we were gay, our lives would be so easy.
Well, comedy, like when we're 6, we're like, we're gonna grow up, we're gonna have one big house. I don't think we talk about fucking at all.
It's just the vibe, so it's like, if you can then replace a guy with just a hot girl, you've done it. You've taken what gay guys have, the one thing they have. You missed the try, huh? You missed the try. You gotta have the best of both worlds. It's both, but you know, you dip in and out. But yeah, I think honestly, it's great. It's like it's awesome. I love the amount of hilariously undeserved pussy I've been getting just the last couple of years. It's so fun.
Has it ever got hairy though, or not?
Like a relationship where like there's fallout, or like the feelings thing, or like the guy like first. No, I don't think so. I think like that's the other thing. It's like I'm like sometimes it happens when I'm visiting the city. That's the other nice thing. It's also like when you're on the road, it's just like people know what's up. You're not gonna have a relationship. It's like it's a fun night. You know what I mean? And there's a little bit of that too. And I think like that's going back to the fetish thing. I think there might be like a. I mean, there definitely is a type of person that's attracted to a fat guy that believes in himself. That's definitely out there. Yeah. And especially because there seems to be like a. What do they look like? Huh? What do they look like? I mean, they are pretty hot. I mean, it's just like, it depends.
But is there like a specific, like, character trait that they have?
There's really not. I think it's more of a psychological thing. Yeah. And it's also like, you know, so hot things happen.
Loud noises, scare about something.
They hide the PTSD pretty well. But yeah, obviously, just like I am, it's like, their brains aren't correct. Mine isn't. Like, the guy's like, shit, I get the fuck someone's wife. You know what I mean? Like, and you just make like that's like, I'm fucking fucked.
You make the justification afterwards.
It's the right thing. It's the fucked up puzzle. It's like, like at a certain point, you're like, well, I'm never fixing this damage. You know what I mean? It's like, I just need to find people that whatever fucked us up, it's like, we just click. You know what I mean? That's what you gotta do. Once you're 30, it's like, I'll go to therapy, but let's be honest, I'm not fixing it.
You're just gonna find out why you're fine.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we were talking before the podcast, because like before the podcast, you were great. You're a big socialist. You were breaking down like the philosophy behind it, and you were making these really convincing points. But now I'm just like, I think you just want people to share their lives.
We need a communal life for too long. The top 1% biggest cocks have got 99% of the pussy. And it's time to redistribute food. And
now I get what it really is.
It's ethos, for sure. I know, and everywhere.
Yeah, because you're consistent. Until you get married.
Until I get married, then.
And until you get
rich. I become a pussy Republican.
Yeah.
Right now. Right now, I'm a pussy Mao Zedong.
If you go all right, I think you'd have more fun.
I went alt-right?
Yeah.
Well, it's easy to just do this, because they don't respect what, you know what I mean? You don't respect what But, no, the thing is, though, no one's letting you fuck. You have to worry about getting your ass kicked if you fuck an alt-right guy's wife. But if you stay on this part of the political spectrum, it's like with Tommy people, it's like you can fuck someone's wife and they'll like recommend like a Steven Gaines for Steve.
What'd you fuck her to? What'd you fuck her to? What are you listening to?
I'm on no music.
No guns in
throw this down. Yeah.
You know, Mark is also a very big liberal cop.
There we go.
No, Mark, big socialist. Big time socialist.
Not actually. No.
I think I'd say I'm economically.
Economically. Okay, but socially liberal.
Yeah, just
you're waiting to see what kind of raise Schultz gives you.
We should see. We might unionize.
Maybe some to other people.
Why is that helpful to anyone?
I'm just saying, like, why are you at me spread? Me spread it. Well, maybe I don't trust you to spread it, and maybe we should have a governing body.
No,
How would you unionize this? What would be like this? Like a union boss.
I do love the aesthetics of crooked politicians. That is kind of my whole vibe. It's like just fucked up, you know, just like a no-show job. Like the union delegate thing. I don't know. Let's see. Let's start. I mean, it seems like this is a pretty sick, you know. First of all, everyone gets their own NBA team. It's not for the and then you get You guys think Akash is on vacation? I have him kidnapped until he agrees with my demands.
Your boys with, I don't know if your boys, but I saw you roasting Hassan.
That's my guy. Yeah.
So Hassan, I always hit up when something happens in the news that looks like so blatantly, how do I phrase it? It looks too easy to make the argument for the right. So I hit up Hassan, I'm like, what am I not saying here? Because he'll usually have it. If he doesn't have anything, I'm like, okay, then
we're good.
He's like my fact checker.
He's great.
But he's fucking talented.
He's the best.
Because I was watching, sometimes I'll watch like some of the streams, whatever like that, and it's a different muscle to just talk for fucking 4 hours. Whatever the hell. I saw him eating like dinner once. And I was like, there could be a break here.
It's crazy. No, I know. I hop on like those Twitch streamers are just on there for like and it's like this constant thing. I mean, he'll just fucking watch shit, he'll go through like a YouTube thing, or it's literally educational sometimes. But I went on his stream last time, and it's like,
I found out about him because he started out kind of bashing a clip that we made, knowing that we were agreeing with him. It's a really funny clip, because he starts out, here's the Schultz smoke. You guys been waiting for this. This guy eats shit. Mark's a smart, whatever. And then we just start agreeing with everything, and he's like, why don't you guys fucking tell me? What the fuck is going on? They're making good points here. He's actually pretty good. But no, I like him.
The only part, he is Turkish, which is an issue. But other than that, he's a great guy.
Who likes the Turks?
Not the Armenians, I'll tell you that much.
I thought they worked that whole thing out. Like they agreed to being happy. You got the agreement?
Put it under the rug, It is so funny.
You don't have to say rug.
It is funny because Greek people still are like, it's just like this rivalry from the 1800s. It's just like they still don't fuck with Turks. But
it's sports.
We're bringing it together. Yeah, it really is.
Like historically, are you aware why you don't fuck with the Turks?
Yeah, I mean the Ottoman Empire took over Greece and fucking, think it was the 1400s, and then Greece got their independence in 1821.
But didn't the Ottoman Empire kind of like let everybody do their thing?
A little bit, depending on like Greece stayed Christian, like they kept their own, whatever. Albanians went fucking Muslim or whatever, and like certain other places they folded. Yeah, they folded. They folded.
They look back at you and they're like, fuck, we could have kept our names.
Yeah, I think part of it was they didn't want to pay taxes. I think it was like literally. Yeah, I think the Ottoman Empire allowed you to not.
You had to pay the tax.
If you went Muslim, it was like, all right, well, you're one of us, whatever.
Yeah.
But one thing Hassan actually told me is that, which is fucking hysterical, is that Turks still to this day, you can get out of military service, but you have to prove you're gay. And by the way, they don't count the guy who fucks. They're like a real old rule with it, and I was reading this article, it's so fucking funny. They were asking the guy, because he had like a beard, and they were like, do you ever wear women's clothing? These motherfuckers do not understand what being gay is. And they wanted him to send a picture of him wearing makeup and women's clothing.
That's all it is.
And he was like, that's not what being gay is. He was like, will you let me send a picture of me kissing a man? And they're like, we'll accept that. And there's like a guy who takes a picture and decides not to be in the military.
We were talking about
Nah, I was.
There's like a bit about this somewhere. Because the idea of fucking a man is so outrageous. You can walk in the street, you can kiss, you can do whatever. Yeah. Because of course none of you guys are gay. Yeah. Yo, literally, in a lot of cultures, like there's so much more male affection because those cultures don't have a lot of male affection. Yeah. So they're looking for the touch and just people to be more tactile. And by the way, we're saying like, oh, it's so foreign to them. They're also like 100% molesting boys. Like, they are good point. The Greek guy would know. Yeah, that's in the past. Separate the artist from the artist. Have you done that? Yeah, I'm working on that where it's like, well, listen, if I can't listen to R. Kelly, then you can't do geometry. Pythagoras, all these motherfuckers. Like, you would teach a kid math and just suck him off. Don't do that. Sorry, do you know Pythagoras? You motherfucker. Did you just do the... I didn't mean to. I try not to. I say gyro. I don't go gyro. You know what I mean? It was just so in my head.
That's a great fucking bit. We use... Not only math, but we appreciate deep art. But these dudes are like banging
100% fucking kids. Where do we draw the line?
You can use Pythagoras' theorem to draw the line.
You can use that. He actually, the angles were little boys' assholes. You're gonna be obtuse when I'm done.
This was like some real good nerd comics.
That Venn diagram, the middle is not that big. You don't see Dimitri Martin. Talking about fucking children in antiquity. What a great idea, though. Yeah, a certain amount of time goes. Yeah. It's wild. I mean, they in the Middle East, they're still doing that shit. Just fucking and then you don't count. Doesn't count. I mean, you hear about like vets who come back and be like, these warlords are fucking kids. Yeah. And they're like, we are not on the right side. Like, they're just like, for multiple reasons. Like, I mean, we're not getting into fucking the war, no, I don't think anyone here is like pro-war. Yeah. We're not pro. Yeah. But it is funny for so many reasons why it was a mistake. But yeah, I mean, they love to fucking be homophobic, misogynistic, and then just fuck boys. It's a wild. Usually that happens a lot. So we're past it now. The Greeks are over it. Now they're just about like I would say 3 years. That was a point. They wouldn't let us get the 2004 Olympics until we stopped. Look at these 5 rings. So let's take you there. No, now there's just sexual harassing women.
Oh, they're into that.
Yeah,
well, this is the evolution.
That's yeah.
The American girls that show up?
Oh, the tourists, big time.
Yeah. All right, guys, let me take a break for a second because I got to tell y'all about SeatGeek, okay? Today's app is sponsored by them, and if you didn't know already, SeatGeek is a ticketing app that makes buying tickets super simple. We've got the app on our phones right here. By far and away the best way to buy tickets. So they put all the tickets from all over the internet into one place to make buying simple. Okay, from sports to concerts to festivals, comedy shows, they're all on SeatGeek. I saw Ed Sheeran bought on SeatGeek. I saw the Yankees bought on SeatGeek. I'll never admit I was at a baseball game, but I was. Okay, all I'm saying is you can see whatever you want. You just go to SeatGeek and you get those tickets. SeatGeek also wants to make sure you get a good deal. So when you're on the app, look for the green dot. Green means it's a good deal. Red means it's bad. Don't worry, by the way, we've got the hookup. Use the code FLAGRANT for $20 off. Tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with the promo code FLAGRANT. Make sure you click the link in the description and download the app. And let's get back to the show. All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second because I got to help you with your crypto. I know you're worried. I know the market's reeling, but let me tell you something. Now is the time to buy if you're ready to be a multi-fucking crypto millionaire in the future. And if you're going to buy, you're going to do it Exodus. That's the one-stop shop for all your crypto needs. Simple as that. I know you're like, oh, is Exodus this place where they only store your crypto and you can only buy crypto on the internet? No. They got the hard wallets too. Yank that shit right off the internet. Walk around the streets with it, okay? Make a keychain out of it. Do whatever you want to do with your crypto. They stake. You could buy. You could store NFTs. You could do absolutely everything that you need for your crypto needs at Exodus. And they're going to do some good shit for you. Right now, they're going to do a zero-fee promotion. That's right. You don't have to pay any fees when you're buying your crypto. Think about that. You're getting crypto for the actual price of crypto. All you got to do is go to exodus.com/zero. That's it. You just go to exodus.com/zero. You can get started at exodus.com/ZERO. Telling you to purchase Bitcoin, Litecoin, Solana, and many other crypto assets.
Come on, man.
At a very true cost with no fees added. Now let's get back to the show.
My cousin is a fucking hilarious guy. There's a generation of like, well, there's a generation of people in Greece that's like, when the financial crisis happened, it was like, if you're anywhere between like 40 and like, I don't know, in your fucking 20s now, it's like, there just were no jobs. Like, you just didn't have shit to do, there was nothing to do. So my cousin was like, I think he trained as a chef, couldn't get any, like, didn't really like it, but couldn't really get any high-end, like, because Greece is so tourism-based, that getting to, like, chef is a great job. His brother-in-law was a chef who was going to hook him up. Couldn't really get any jobs, didn't like it, and then he was like, fuck it. And just for like 8 years, he would work at a bakery sometimes when he felt like it. And then he would just go to an island where it's all party, like just a party fucking island, sleep in a tent, bar back at a fucking metal bar, and just fuck tourists for 4 months. And
that's
like,
crazy, man.
And he would, every time he would have to ask his father for the boat ride back, the ticket for the boat ride back. Like, he made no money, and he just lived a sick life for
happiest guy you know.
I mean, and he fucking he actually, it's really funny. He got into like, then he went to acting school because he was like, well, why not? You know, let's get into that. And he just like went, like, this is how small show business is in Greece. He was just like he just went to like an audition, and there was like fucking 10 guys there, and it was like for one of the biggest like live comedy theaters in the country. The guy liked him, and he's just like set now. He really fucking finessed. He was just getting his dick sucked by 22-year-old Australians for 6 years, and now he's just became an actor. Yeah, usually the opposite. That shit really put the work in first. He was like,
what happened with the Greek economy?
I mean, really, I mean, you know, in the crux of it, it's like they took out a loan. It was honestly, it was kind of like what happened with the fucking financial crisis here, the mortgage crisis here, where it was like they were giving loans that they knew people couldn't pay, and as long as the bank didn't ask for it, it was never a big deal. And then once the economy started faltering a little bit and they wanted Greece's money back, they were like, well, we don't have it. And the fucking irony is they've paid
These are loans from what, the IMF or something like that?
No, these are like fucking, like hedge funds.
Oh, they're international private loans?
Yeah. They got fucked by it. They got sold out by the government made mistakes, right, taking these loans, the center-right party in Greece. And then they asked for their money back. And the irony is, like, just like how debt completely fucks people in this country, you saw that in Greece where it was like, writ large, where it was like they paid back the money over, like it's the interest that fucked that fucking. So it's just to keep these banks bottom line good. An entire generation of Greek people are fucked, and it's like that's why burn down hedge funds and that kind of thing.
Wasn't there something like, and again I forget exactly the article I was reading, but like 50% of people were employed by the state in some way.
Yeah.
There was just like a bloated.
Totally. And listen, don't get me wrong, Greeks love to have a good time.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of fucking, they didn't pay taxes. Like, I had people in my family who just like had 2 jobs that just, I won't say who it is, not that they will fucking trace it. He was like, he literally was like a carpenter for the government somehow, and he would just he would work the night shift, sleep in his office, and then just wake up and go to his regular job. And he just was like, and then sometimes he wouldn't go to his regular job. He was just like, it's a culture that loves to fuck around. No one was paying taxes. Everyone's taking naps in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
You know what? That's living, baby. That's how you want to live.
Oh, this is what we're talking about before the prize. That like when you've existed for thousands of years, you start to like refine your culture into things that like give you joy.
Yeah.
And toiling away the factory doesn't exactly give you joy. And I think the Greeks kind of figured it out. The Spanish can figure it out.
I've all you for 8 hours. There's no Greek Gary V's. You know what I mean?
There used to be them. They built civilization, and then they're like, yeah, we
take a break.
Yeah.
After you realize, but you first got to build it. Like, and that's what we're talking about in America. Like, right now we're hustling. Right now, the Gary V works here. Like, we work here. Like, you're hustling your foot. Like, and I want to talk more about, like, your plan and how you put out the special. But, like, it works in America because everybody's here to grind. But I do think it will eventually evolve culturally to a point where we are similar to Europeans that we make fun of now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. I mean, I also think there's just like...
that's if you stay intact. That's if you don't get invaded and taken over and have your culture change for you. Like, you get to be France, you get to be Italy, you get to be Greece, where you go, you know what, we should really focus on this cheese.
I'm working 4 months out. But it's also like, and what we were talking about earlier, is like those cultures all need tyranny, right? Like, they had to break free from like kings, like they were working forever, and it's like, we're doing that now. Like, what's the difference between an Amazon warehouse and a fucking fiefdom? You know what I mean? It's like you're like not pissing in, you're pissing in a water bottle and packing Fitbits for, you know what I mean, for Black Friday. Is that really that different than like fucking picking turnips all day? So like
milling buckwheat.
I'm gonna say yes, but I agree with your point. But specifically, the transition from tyranny to like, I'm gonna grind.
Well, they had to like, what I'm saying is they had to like, blood, like there was wars. People would died over this shit.
Of course, and you too.
Yeah.
Right? But I think what happens is like immediately after there being one person in charge of everything, right? I think once you get your freedom, you want to exercise it to the biggest, so like the most you possibly can, right? You start going, what can I do? What can my family do? Because you couldn't do shit before.
Yeah.
And I think you start thinking about self. And I think in America there's this thought like, it's just business. What does that mean? I can fuck you over because of business.
Right.
Yeah, I can be an asshole because
there's no baseline human decency. Yeah.
Morality goes out the window because of business.
Well, I also think there's like there's a really good branding of the American dream, which is like honestly I think doesn't exist. Like I know, but I just think statistically, like you're way more likely to die in the fucking tax bracket, not socioeconomic bracket that you were born in, than you are to move upwards in America. It's just true. Most people die where they start. And, you know, and in fact, I mean, this is a long time ago. I stopped being smart 10 years ago, so, like, I dropped out of college my senior year, and I haven't read a book that's not, like, bullshit since then. You know, I read a book that's not, like, a crime, like, about the mafia. You know what I mean? But it's just, like, you know, statistically, you're just, like, we don't have that shot necessarily. Like, individuals do, but it's not like, if you work hard, you're not gonna. And I I fully do believe that. And it's like, you know, you give yourself a much better chance. You give yourself a much better chance, but it's like the idea that, like, you know, the working class votes against their, you know, their interests because they're like, well, when I'm a billionaire, and it's like, buddy, it ain't happening. You might make 70 grand instead of 40,
yeah.
But like, the difference between you and a billionaire is like the difference between, you know, like it's fucking
100%. Now, remove yourself from it a little bit. You're creating an idea that people should live through. You're creating an ethos. And you want people to operate a certain way in society. We need kind of rules, but we also need beliefs, right?
Yeah.
And if religion isn't the motivating force in society, and unfortunately maybe money is, in order for people to go work and not just steal from their neighbor, don't they kind of have to believe that one day, if they do work hard, that they could potentially get this thing? Isn't that better than them believing, hey, you got no shot? If I got no shot, I'm going to shoot somebody. I got no shot. Like, and don't get me wrong, it benefits those billionaires that you're talking about, because it's like, as long as they can keep going, hey, be hopeful,
you could be me.
I'm not gonna murder you. But once you tell me there's no chance, I mean, Jeff Bezos can't be on a boat.
Right.
You're telling all of us, 300 million people, we can't.
Yeah.
He has it. Yeah. Elon's not selling the electric cars.
But see, I'm with you, but what we're talking about then is just like, is what we're selling, right? Because in my opinion, that's what's going on. You know what I mean? For the vast majority.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess it's like, let's say we all know that.
Yeah.
What would we still tell people?
About set to begin their next
would you
drive.
rather
The
tell them this
Falcons
that gets them
offense
from
at the
40 grand
line.
to 70 grand?
And we're still
Even
more
if
than
it's
a
a
minute
little
to
bit
go
of
in the
line?
half.
Or
Time
would
to
you
drive
rather
down the
tell
clock.
them the opposite, which makes them stay at 40 and maybe even goes below? Like,
I guess to me it's an idea of like, we don't have to tell them shit. The world is where we have the most resources in the history of mankind. Let people go to school for free. Let people fucking go to the doctor. Like, if you get cancer, you know, I get you shouldn't have to fucking mortgage your, you know, put a second mortgage on your house if like somebody gets sick in your family. Let people go to the doctor, give people child care, cover their basics, and then it's like, you know, go get a fucking part-time job and you're good. You know, you have the basics covered, and it's like, because there is more, like what we're talking about, there's more to life than this pursuit of fucking money, where it's like, there's the baseline humanity shit.
I agree with
Have a good ass time. There is that's and let's get European with it. Like, go drink coffee with your boys for 4 hours.
not everybody has the privilege of growing up in ancient culture. Like, that's also a privilege. Like, you're growing up and there's a tree shop down the block that makes cheese. They've been doing that for thousands of years. And like, you're like, oh, I like that cheese. In St. Louis, you grew up in the hood in St. Louis, it's like, what is the thing you're enjoying in St. Louis? Right? Like, you're not looking at this beautiful bridge that was built in the fucking 12th century.
I'm with you. I see what you're saying, but I also think, like, the fact that there is that, the fact that that exists in St. Louis is the failures of what this country was 100 years ago. Or like, you know,
we should have built those things already.
What I'm saying is like, like we're like the reason all that inequality exists is because, like, you know, look at what happened with the GI Bill, and it's like white people died, black people didn't. What's the red line? GI Bill after like World War II. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? It's like a red line where it's like, we have like there's so much hopelessness because just the way our society was, like the architecture or the structure was, you know what I mean? So it's like, let's get to a baseline, and not equality, because equality, it's like equity is what you want. It's like everyone has a fucking,
everybody has a chance.
Everyone has a real, a fair shot.
I think that's where a lot of these ideas get misconstrued. Is that I think you're just going, hey, can't we make it so everyone has a chance? And a lot of people ignore the fact that there is that inequity, and that some people don't even have a chance.
Exactly.
Like, if everybody had a chance, and there were some people that were lazier, you would just go, yeah, that motherfucker's lazy.
He's a fucking piece of shit. You know how many people, like, I grew up in Baltimore in Greektown. It's like, some of those motherfuckers aren't getting out of Greektown. You know what I mean? You know how many fucking failed DJs I know? You know how many fucking promoters? It's like, what I'm saying is, that guy should be able to be a fucking loser, and if he gets fucking melanoma, he can get it looked at. And that's all I'm saying.
And if you're one of the work your ass off grind dudes, you actually want complete equity, because it proves that you're the 100%. And if you're worried about an equal playing ground, you're worried that you might not done it right. Which nobody does the type of stuff. I hate that.
It's impossible. Everybody needs it.
But like, if you're one of these guys who's like, I'm blind and I do it, just level the playing field.
And that's the thing, it's like you'll have fucking, then you can, and then it'll be easier to actually try, like, you know, I got lucky in a lot of ways where it's like, I was healthy when I was doing comedy, like, I could afford to, like, you know, I lived in a fucking windowless room for $400, and like, nothing bad happened to me, nothing bad happened to my family, and it's like, you know, and I was able to eke by, but it's like, what if something didn't happen, you know what I mean? What if I my buddy fucking sprained his ACL, and just had to move out of New York because he couldn't get up and down the fucking stairs. And it's something that fucking simple. And then he's set back for like, you know, that's 3 years you got to make up. Whereas like, if you were rich and that happened, you know, it's like you go to the doctor immediately. You fucking, you know what I mean? Like you probably live in a building with an elevator. You know what I mean? Like it's such simple shit that we're talking about. And it's like, yeah, that's the thing. We're gonna have losers. Like you know what I mean? Like that's how the bell curve works. And
you're basically, I want to call them losers, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. I love shitting on people. I just want the ability to shit on them. You know what I mean? Where it's like let them have a comfortable life. It's like that's the thing.
It's like we can shit on athletes.
Yeah,
because we know. And these are the rules.
Yeah.
Everybody's playing by these same rules. And you stunk that.
You were dog shit. It was fun to be able to say that. It's like your life is so much better than mine. You're taken care of. I'm not really, you know, fucking with you. And then what it really comes down to is that like what we're talking about, and this is maybe where we differ, where it's like, I do think we should just ask these fucking ultra-billionaires because these people have a fucking disease. Against that though, that's what I don't know. I think they are. Like people are against taxing them. I just feel like people don't understand how they avoid taxation. Yeah. And if they did, because it's kind of complex, it's super complex. Yeah, but if they did understand it, I think that they'd be at their home.
People get that's if you get kickback from billionaires, then yeah, you are.
Oh yeah, the people that are benefiting are being paid to shut the fuck up. Right. But the average person that's like voting against their interests, what you're saying, doesn't realize that these like billionaires, they don't pay themselves a salary, they take loans against their stock, they find ways to not. Of course. And if they knew that, they'd be like, hold on, I'm getting taxed on 40 grand. This motherfucker's not getting.
Well, it's that one of my favorite videos when Bernie went on Fox News. And all the fucking bullshit centrist Democrats were like, you shouldn't do that. That's the enemy. And it's like, he's up there at Fox News. And within 2 questions, people are applying. Because he's just like, these fucking, they realize, they're like, oh, we do need help. Yeah, like, I have this. My employer has fucked my ass. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's just, that's what I mean, is like, I'm not fucking smart. I don't even consider myself a political guy. I just think, like, these ideas are so simple. Where it's like,
I think you're understanding.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not a fucking academic.
But you went to school for, you were telling me, like, for public policy. You're also not bullshitting. Like, the things you're saying, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I dropped out, and most of my brain is going to talking about my penis. I've gotten very good at talking about my penis.
Which it is a public policy.
Absolutely. It's a public good. Gals, if you're out there.
I wonder what would have happened if they, like the Democratic establishment, allowed Bernie to win. I really wonder if it would have beaten Bernie.
It would have been awesome. I think he would have. Because I think
Let's go, man. Let's do it, man.
He couldn't, because he's not. There is nothing. He just believes, like, his beliefs are not. That's what I admire about the guy more than anything. Is like, you know, I kind of checked out of politics, honestly. I was very disillusioned with Obama, a horrific president, and when you look at what he actually did, and it was like, and obviously I was 18.
Going for it, baby.
He was. I mean, like, look what happened. He got worked by the Republicans on like Obamacare sucked dick. Was anybody happy with Obamacare? There was no. Ow. I think some people are. It's better than not having it. That's Mitt Romney created. That was his family Republican. Yeah, but you know, it was a. How about
Republican creates health care for the state?
Like, that was his big idea.
It was Massachusetts, whatever it was.
The Mass thing.
It was,
but the whole idea was, he wasn't like, where we need the fucking, like, single payer is so simple because it's like, cut out these fucking leech
Oh, he was too pussy to go first.
And not just but he didn't have like a public option. So essentially what Obamacare was like, hey, the way we're going to solve this is by everybody buying private health insurance. And it's like, that didn't fix anything. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, more people are covered, but it's like, by the end of it, like, I had Obamacare. It was fucking expensive as shit.
Yeah.
They didn't cover dog shit. You know what I mean? It's like the whole thing is a fucking scam, and he got worked by the Republicans, even though he had like a fucking super majority, whatever. And then it's like, you look at his foreign policy, it's like, he's bombing fucking,
You guys go to weddings a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But he listens to Outkast, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
He's his favorite rapper.
Yeah, and it's like, iPod's awesome. And it's like, and listen, I fucking love that. I was like, I kept waiting. I was like, here it comes. He's gonna do something. You know,
I think like you're so engaged with
you just need to get that second. And then it's like, bro, the second is out of he's hanging with a fucking billionaire with Richard Branson.
Who else are you gonna hang with? That's what I said. He's just gonna hang with his friends in Hawaii.
Don't take the pictures. That needs to see the
Zuckerberg on the surfboard. Yeah, you took it. He thought that was a good picture.
Yeah.
There's no paparazzi though.
Yeah. Who could have taken it? It's you and your security guards and your girl.
Well, that's the other thing. Another thing I talk about all the time is that I don't respect any billionaires whose name I know. You know what I mean?
Because you want motherfuckers to know.
Be on an island, but enjoy the money. But that's what I'm saying. It's not about that. It's about feeling like you're the fucking man.
Yes.
They want to be, you know what I mean?
100%. I also do think that there are certain people whose company they've become the mascot of.
Sure.
So, like, for their company's success, they also, like, Elon doesn't have to do any fucking advertising on NBC because he's tweeting when it does. So he's like, okay, this is cheaper. Me being the mascot is cheaper. He also probably
There's a psychology to that, right? Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's a tricky thing about, I don't know, like, I try to, like, judge, like, a president, I guess, within like the expectation I have for them. Like I don't really expect any of them to do anything.
That is part of his problem, is that he set the bar so high for what you were expecting. It's like the opposite.
Convincing the steal. Whereas like everyone else is like, I don't remember Biden would do anything.
Yeah. It's like, Biden is hilarious because it's like his whole career is so funny because it's like, he's the senator from the shitty state, Delaware. Who gives a fuck about Delaware? And then it's like, he's the like, he goes back for the crime bill. He's just like, he's calling black teenagers super predators. And then like, when they need someone that they're like, hey, Obama, we need a running mate where like racist white people will be kind of cool. It's like Joe. And he got caught plagiarizing JFK speeches like 4 times. Like, it's like he didn't stop once, and it kept happening. And kept doing it like more and more into the future, where it's even easier to detect. Yeah. And then Hillary Clinton is so bad at running for president that the Democrats are just like, all right, Joe, you get to be president. It's like they looked around. They were like, Bernie's got real support, and that's okay. That's where the Obama point finishes, where it's like he clearly is the one who called all those fucking people. Like I think Bernie would have won if Buttigieg.
You think it was Obama?
I think it was the fucking. I mean, that's who is the like. I think whoever like that's who they called on to make the call is Obama. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's like.
I can see that.
Where it's like he's the guy who's like, guys, get him, because like he didn't endorse Biden. Obama stayed out of it, and then when it became clear that after South Carolina when fucking Biden won, like, I mean, like February 2020 was like so hysterical. You felt like I did. I was like.
And he's going to have a
Because he was
Falcons
up.
first down.
There's no
Able to get the
you know what I mean? Like, shit's going so good, and then it, like, it's March, and it's like, wait, what the fuck just Joe Biden? Like, I never thought Biden was. I was like, this is hilarious. Biden's fucking senile ass is running.
Yeah.
And then it was like, you know, all the other ones like they hate themselves. Buttigieg is fake Obama ass, and just like, you know, who else? Elizabeth Warren. Dude, he was the mayor of he was in the military. He was like, he's just one of those old school, like, he is. Think about the SGA president at your high school. Mm-hmm. He's the purest, most distilled version of that. Where he's somebody who's wanted to be president since he was fucking 5 years old. He's checked every box. He literally went to the army so that he could campaign on being in the army. He's not a guy who does that look like a, you know what I mean? Like, and I wouldn't be surprised if he had some kind of like, you know, if it was if a little CIA shit was going on. He literally was the fucking, he was the mayor of a college. Explain Notre Dame what CIA shit. Like, okay, like George.
I don't think the average person understands like the governmental influence.
Yeah,
with certain agencies.
Well, if you look at like George, dad, George H.W. Bush, straight up in the CIA. Just like,
let's break this down. Like, how does somebody go from the CIA or be kind of taken by the CIA, and then be placed in the position?
Okay, so you know, it's just like you look. So he's a good example because it's like he doesn't really have. If you look at his political career, it's like he doesn't really have like that much. Before he's vice president, he's in the army, and he's like, you know, and obviously that family is so like storied, which is like, you know, his
very wealthy family
from Connecticut, by the way, hilarious. They're like,
they're like these down.
They're like, yeah. From Connecticut, fucking went to Yale, all that shit. And then it's like, you know, he was in the army during whatever, I guess World War II. I'm fucking hazy with that shit. And then it's just like, you know, I think he's given some kind of title, but it's like, you look at his work, it's just like he was...
Alright guys, we're going to take a break from this podcast real quick. And don't skip this ad because we are partnering with Current and they are helping us give back to Flagrant listeners. We are going to be giving away $5,000. Okay, that's 500 to 10 random listeners who sign up at current.com/flagrant. So go to current.com/flagrant or enter the code flagrant in the app for a chance to win. The giveaway will end June 30th. Now, we all know banks can let us down. We all know banks can have these crazy interest rates. They could just not give out loans. There are plenty of situations where a bank has screwed you over in your life. Okay? And you don't have to put up with it anymore. Banking is dominated by a bunch of old companies who don't put their customers first. Current was built to change that. Okay? They built everything from the ground up with you in mind and with modern technology and security. And remember, Current wants to help us give back to you guys today. So we're going to be giving away that $5,000. 500 to 10 random people who use our code FLAGRANT. So go to download Current and use our code FLAGRANT or visit current.com/flagrant for a chance to win. Now remember, Current is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by Visa debit card issued by Choice Financial Group. Member FDIC. The Current annual percentage yield is variable and may change at any time. Terms and conditions apply. Now let's get back to the show. All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second. We got the beautiful blue light because you know we're throwing the blueies in and having a great old time. Okay? A beautiful time. Blue Chew, best boner pill on the market. Same active ingredients as inside Fiance and Viagra, but this is the Chew. This is the one we rock with. This is the one we get busy with. The best boners in the business are coming from the Bluey. I'm saying you chew it up, chew it out. Simple as that. Happy wife, happy life, happy side chick, happy girlfriend, happy girl doesn't even know that you're about to do it, but you're on a date. This is the one. This is the key to your joy right here. BlueChew.com, and you're going to get it for free. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping. BlueChew.com. Promo code is FLAGRANT. And you get it for free. You only got to pay $5 shipping. This is a no-brainer. Okay? You're welcome. I love you. Let's get back to the show.
I read this book. Well, I told you, I stopped being smart 10 years ago. I read that book,
Confessions of an Economic Hitman?
No. It was like...
he's kind of a son of a bitch.
Who's John Perkins?
Yeah, it's like you do it for years and then profit off of like destroying these companies through these like massive like debt cycles that they put them in, and then you wite the book about how it's fucked up to do it. Yeah. So you make money doing it,
right?
And then you make money.
Also in the book, he's making it sound like James Bond, like himself. Like in the book, he's like, so I was a young intern, and older executive comes into my office and grabs my knee and says, "There's some shit like that." Well, it's just like, yeah, but it's like, you know, the CIA obviously has like a history of like going and like destabilizing, you know, third world countries and all that kind of shit. They did, you know, in the Cold War that happens all the time. Iran, you look at Iran where it was like they had a democratically elected, sort of like social democrat who wanted to nationalize oil. Fucking Britain, you know, America, they didn't want that shit. So it's like they literally just fucking overthrow the guy. And Greece is the same way where it's like we had a military junta in like 67 or 74, and it was only because we had a social democrat, and they were just like kind of nervous. He didn't really do shit yet, but they were worried that the military just, well, basically what happened is the military was like, we don't like this guy, we're gonna fucking just take over, and America was just like, alright, and then and years later they're like, so what if it was a communist junta, and they're like, oh, we would have been in there in maybe 30 seconds, you know, so it's just like, and so if you get those like, look, I don't know the exact,
the concept of an independent country is a lot more fragile than people think. It's like you think that you are Venezuela and you get to make all your own decisions, and you think that you are like Nicaragua, you get to make all your own decisions. You really get to make the decisions that the biggest country, most powerful country near you wants you to make.
yeah, you have to get in where you fit in the whole system, where it's like,
isn't that kind of wild to think about? Yeah. Like America is really the entire western part of the globe.
yeah.
Because every other country, maybe Brazil has enough clout to kind of do some shit, but they can't go too far, I would imagine. Like, they can't just go straight up, yo, we want China in here and do whatever you want. Because anytime there is that influence from another superpower, all of a sudden, like, oh, that's weird, that president was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Every single time, like a left-leaning, like, you know, something, exactly, Venezuela, anything, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's like,
it's
what
not even these leanings, it's who's cool. It's like, oh, Russia's getting in here, or oh, China's getting in. We just go, well, it's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, Venezuela's hilarious. It's like, he just died of a very rare you know what I mean? It's like, the CIA,
all in China.
The CIA has a cancer gun, bro. They have a heart attack gun, they have a cancer gun.
No, the heart attack gun's crazy. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Or like they put like what? I saw this on fucking news. This is on I saw it on iPhone. But like you basically it's like shellfish poison.
There's a conspiracy like,
Oh, I love
They
it.
take like shellfish poison or some shit and they put it on like basically the inside of projectiles and they shoot. And then it like enters in their body and gives them a heart attack within like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure they got fucking ways to do like so many. I mean, they definitely kill motherfuckers on the street. You know, but you know, I don't like. I'm too dumb to remember the exact ways that fucking George H.W. Bush. But like, if you look it up and you look up his like career gaps and when he gets to be, it looks like there was vice president. Yeah, 100%. And you look at like his, and then it's just like, you look at that shit and you're like, man, you don't have fucking control of anything. You know what I mean? It's like,
this is a tough question for a lot of us. Like, it's easy for us to sit down. We do this every single day on the podcast. Sit down, criticize people's decisions, etc. But like, one, do you want to kick it away? Like, choosing the course of American history. And two, do we want to flip that every 4 years? Or do we like to learn that there's some other people really making the big decisions? And every 4 years,
yeah, I mean,
kind of get to put someone over there who gives us some hope, or we hate.
Right,
like, is that easier for us to
It's
make
easier
sense?
to watch the theater.
Yeah.
see, that to me is, even that line of thinking is like, man, they got us. You know what I mean? No, but like, I absolutely think like, is it going to be easier? No, but it's like, even you look at like even you take away, where I say people vote against their interest, but it's like, you just see that, like for example, if the abortion ban comes into play, which is nobody wants that. You know what I mean? Like, I think it will at the end of their session, but it's like, it's just like so much, and because of the way shit is gerrymandered, because of the way, like, when you look at what most people in America actually want, it doesn't happen. So we have this horrible, like, worst of both worlds, where it's like, well, you voted for it. It's like, not really. Like, it's not really what people wanted. And I just think ultimately, to be like, do we really want to make these decisions, is like one step away from being like, we should have a kid. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't think, I just can't philosophically.
Fuck, I'm chipping.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm not asking you to decide for you.
Right.
I'm asking what you think the majority of people, if they were honest with themselves, would say. Like, if they were true, like the way that we just ignored the whole Epstein shit, we made people t-shirts, but we didn't really demand shit. Right? We know who was on the flights. Of course. We didn't demand shit.
I know. So Rush Hour is too good.
Like we could say how we want something different, but at the end of the day, we're just like,
Yeah.
like we sit here, we complain, etc. make jokes about it because we acknowledge that we're not actually trying to change the fucking world. Like, we can be hypocrites.
I don't want a real job. I want to be able to get my dick sucked.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, it's like our behavior shows. We see the fuck picture.
As
And we
expected,
go,
they're going
naughty.
for it to keep the drive
But as
alive.
long as life is pretty good, sure. And it's like the city, that's why I'm so happy with the perspective. When life is like really difficult, really fucked up, you don't think they
It's going for it, but it doesn't
Like, it's like, look at the infrastructure's crumbling. Like, that's the thing. It's like, they don't even have the decency to just give us health care. To give us roads, you know what I mean? To, like,
that's how free they got. But they always get pricey.
yeah.
When the rich get too
This for field
right,
position
and
after the big play. Inside the 15 now as they
Yeah, shit, nigga.
intercepted. Maybe the
Pittsburgh
turnover
time.
they need.
So and you see these American cities, I'm not saying they're flagship cities in America, but like the cities places you're looking at, like,
Man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football. There's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
As
you say,
you don't even know 1-2. How can we affect them?
Yeah, Elon Musk is like, I don't have a house.
Yeah.
He's like, we're showing up to your house. I'm homeless. No, I'm just saying, like, you can only push a group of people so far, and I think that they kept us comfortable and distracted enough, and that is smart. But maybe with the recession, it gets to a point where you do see. I mean, you even saw it during fucking pandemic when everybody's quarantined, and we actually had to sit down for a second and realize what was going on. We're like, well, I'd like to protest.
Yeah.
I don't care what, a black guy, okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Asian people, let's protest. It was like, I'm angry, let's go. Then shit opened up, and we were like, okay, we don't need to
And they just got us mad at each other.
100%.
Like, I don't think we're ever gonna look up. We're just gonna
What gets us to look up?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Yeah, because it's so cultural.
You need to their lives.
Yeah.
Dude,
You really what we need is if you listen, if you get terminal cancer, I don't do it. Leave it all right. It's
exactly how I was gonna play it. If you get terminal cancer,
this is getting close to a situation now.
yeah, you know what has to be done. Cross-eyed motherfucker.
They're going to try and keep
Dude, that's the thing. It's just like I don't. It's like, and I don't have. Obviously, I don't have any cover. I'm fucking. I don't have any answers. But it is interesting to just like be like, damn. It's just like, can we get a little? Can it be a little better?
well, it's better for you.
It's better for me. Yeah.
You've been cooking. I was saying this in the beginning, but I remember bumping into you at the Fat Black Pussy Yes. I think you were like upstairs, and I was like, hey man, you've been killing it. I've been seeing your stuff pop up on my feed, and that's usually kind of how I get a better. Right? Like, who's popping up on my feed that I haven't even searched for? And your stuff started popping up, and then I was seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram, and like, it seemed like you were very methodical about the release. You have a special out right now.
I have a special out right now called We were talking about fucking people's wives, and then Exciting Revolution. I forgot to plug my special. But yeah, live at the Lodge Room right now.
Live at the Lodge.
Live at the Lodge Room.
Lodge Room, and it's on YouTube.
On my YouTube channel.
Stavros Halkias.
Yep.
And it's crushing.
Yeah, we got 1.5 mil in a week, so that feels good.
This is great, right?
Yeah. Thank you, man.
This is not, hey, I'm going to throw up a special because I think that's how it works. You were methodical about this shit.
Yeah, I mean, it was the kind of thing where you're just like, well, what the like, because I love stand-up comedy. It's this thing that like I've dedicated my dumb as that is, and it's like we really are kind of like, you know, it's hard to like get anyone to care about stand-up comedy, right? And I was lucky enough to have a fucking like, you know, my podcast popped. And I was doing a couple, you know, and I was just like, had a little fan base there, and I had, you know, my socials, whatever, but I was just like, I need people to pay attention to my stand-up, and also people just didn't know that I was good at stand-up. Like, that's the funny thing is when you,
people know you from a podcast.
They know from a podcast.
You do stand-up and you kill, so you start thinking, oh, they know I do stand-up, I know.
No one had no fucking idea. And that's the thing, I would do it on the road, and it's like, that was fun. And people would be like, what? Like, they'd be like, a surprise. They're like, because the people just come to see a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of times it's a meet and greet.
Yeah, truly. And, you know, some people make a good living doing that. You know what I mean?
Get one round.
Yeah. And it does diminish every time.
If they're not good, and if they're good, people start telling their friends.
Yeah. So, and it was just the kind of thing where I was just like, I need to get fucking traction going. And I made a conscious decision that this year was going to be the year that I got my channel out there. And it kind of helped, the algorithms all kind of pushed me a certain way, because it was like, you know, no one gave a fuck about still images. Everyone wanted fucking reels. They wanted TikToks and all that shit. It's like, I'm not learning how to be good at social platforms, you know what I mean? Like that, I'm sure it's free. Yeah, so it's like, but I saw that stand-up play really well, right? And I kind of reverse engineered it where it was like, what's fucking working? And it was like, honestly, I told you before at the Fat Black, I was like, you were a blueprint. You know what I mean? Where it's like, where it was just like, I saw, and very early on, where it was just like, you know, and I also, to be fair, I had that little purist part of me that was just like, this isn't how this art form should be. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, sound like a tyrant. No, I'm a comedy Republican. I'm 100% a comedy Republican. Work your way up, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's like, you don't get anything handed to you. Be in the wilderness for 10 years. Learn how to get good. So I did have to fight that, but I just saw it. And I was preparing for a special, so I was taping every single show I did because I was just like, I want to know what I'm doing. I wanted to watch myself. And I was like, you know what? Like, maybe there'll be some bits I don't use. And I wasn't even really thinking about the crowd work because that was just kind of something I did for fun. Yeah. And then I taped the whole year's worth of shows, and I had them. And I was just like, well, I need to build up my YouTube channel before like this, right? Because I had 25,000 subscribers. It's not bad, but it's, you know, not the kind of thing that gets you a million views, and I was just like, all right, well, let me just try and post some clips. But I was like, it's so funny because the crowd wasn't watching it, because I was just like, well, before I have time to go through and decide what I'm going to cut out of my special, I'll just post a couple of crowd work things here and there, and they just fucking pop, And I was just like, well, I haven't done this. I kind of did it, you know, I think it's a good mix. It's a great, You know, like a good mix of crowd work, we had bits, and they put it out, and it was methodical, and it was for maybe how long before you dropped? I started in February and I dropped in June. So it's 4 months. And, I mean, this is, and you create some momentum, you create some curiosity, not only create new fans, but you're creating these like portals of entry for YouTube. And I did everything. I did TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. And then when you do, you know, a stream with Hassan and it goes up on YouTube, all those people that watch that get recommended a clip. And they're like, oh, fuck, I really love this guy's hair. So everything else that you do online feeds what you created. And that was the idea. That was like, and it was funny because it was like, I kind of saw stand-up and I was like, what is this stand-up? But it really is a separate thing where it's like, I kind of established myself as like a crowd work comic, which like I